Media cycles stay locked on the real estate portfolios of baby boomers or the gig economy struggles of millennials. Meanwhile, a whole generation sits quietly in the middle, managing their money with a strange defensive logic that rarely makes the headlines. Generation X, those born between 1965 and 1980, often amasses more wealth than their younger counterparts, while behaving like they are perpetually on the brink of a disaster. This behavior stems from a childhood spent watching a steady, predictable formula. In 1983, a bank deposit felt like a promise. Loyalty to a single company for 20 years guaranteed a pension, a paid-off mortgage, and a secure retirement. That promise evaporated in 2008. Gen X watched as 40-year-old colleagues were discarded and 401ks vanished in a market crash. The system betrayed the very people who followed the rules, leaving an entire generation with a permanent distrust of institutions. This economic trauma created a set of financial paradoxes that define Gen X life today. This data highlights a massive contradiction. While 70% of Gen Xers report being terrified about retirement, they maintain the second highest 401k contribution rates of any generation. They employ defensive pessimism. By assuming the entire system will eventually fail, they justify obsessive preparation. They keep saving for a future they don't actually believe in. It is a realist survival mechanism, a way to ensure they have a buffer for when the next inevitable collapse arrives. This same skepticism shapes their careers. Gen X engages in secondary income streams at higher rates than millennials, yet they are the most likely generation to cling to their traditional 9-to-5 jobs. The modern side hustle began as a response to the corporate downsizings of the 1990s. In the aftermath, Gen X witnessed veterans of industry being abruptly ushered out with cardboard boxes and no safety net. When a Gen Xer buys a rental property or starts a consulting firm, they are creating a redundant layer of security. These ventures serve as insurance policies. They are escape tunnels built to provide an exit for the moment their primary employer decides their loyalty is no longer required. Their need for control extends to record keeping. Despite building the modern internet and managing complex digital portfolios, Gen X continues to maintain massive physical archives of every important document. This preference for predictable variables dictates how they handle debt. They will take on a 6-figure fixed mortgage while refusing to carry even a small balance on a credit card. A mortgage has a clear mathematical end date. Credit card debt is the infinite chaotic quicksand they watched swallow their parents' finances in the 1980s. Maintaining physical backups and managing their own investments provides redundancy by design. It is a self-defense mechanism against digital failures and the incompetence of large financial institutions. This leads to their most visible contradiction: extreme frugality paired with extravagant spending. They will clip grocery coupons and drive decade-old cars, then spend thousands of dollars on concert tickets and international travel. The 2008 crisis proved that physical assets are vulnerable. A house can go underwater and possessions lose value. Anything physical can be seized or repossessed by a bank. A memory, however, is permanent. The bank cannot foreclose on the experience of seeing Pearl Jam in 1994. Investing in experiences follows a calculated financial logic. Gen X has identified the only asset class that remains completely immune to a market crash. These behaviors aren't confused or accidental. They represent the specialized adaptations of a generation of financial survivalists. Our money habits are rarely random quirks. They are direct responses to the economic world that raised us. For Gen X, anxiety is a tool for preparation. They still play the game. They show up to work and fund their retirement accounts, just like they were taught in that bank lobby in 1983. They just do it with the full knowledge that the rules can change at any moment.